So let's talk about risk. Risk. Entrepreneurs look at risk different than employees. What do I mean by risk? Employees risk an hour to get an hourly return. That's the extent of their risk. They risk an hour, maybe they risk a day, maybe they risk 2 weeks. Because that's the extent of their risk. They're putting those 2 weeks in hoping that the company's going to pay, right? The company's going to pay for those 2 weeks of work. That's the extent of their risk. That's as far as they're willing to risk. I'm willing to risk 2 weeks of my life on the hope that you're going to pay me for those 2 weeks. Okay? That's how most people are wired around the world. Now, entrepreneurs think differently. The employee is going to say, when the employee gets really messed up when they join network marketing, because they invest not just 2 weeks, but 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 52 weeks, and they just get this little tiny return. And they're like, I'm wasting my time. If I took those same hours and I put them over here, I could get at least this much per hour. Okay? So they're tied up in the hourly return on their time. They're not investors. They're trading time for money. Entrepreneurs are investors. That's a major difference in an entrepreneur versus an employee. They don't just invest their money to get involved. They invest their time. Because here's the truth. Understand this. Entrepreneurs generally, and network marketing people specifically, they get underpaid for a long period of time. Underpaid. And they're willing to trade that underpayment for a long period of time. They get fairly paid for a short period of time, and then they get overpaid for a tremendous amount of time. So in order to get to the overpaid part, they have to be willing to be underpaid for a season. And that season is different for everyone. But that underpayment, see, the fair payment is just like an employee, time for money. It's fair. The underpayment is where people get messed up. And entrepreneurs understand and realize and accept and embrace and are excited about the fact that they're being underpaid, because they view that as an investment to be able to get to the other side. You have to choose one or the other. Trade time for money, or put in your time in the underpayment mode in order to be able to get to the overpayment mode.